What is that? What is going on, guys? We ran a $9.99 at the drag strip with the rail last time we were there. We're hoping to improve that today.
Yeah.
We have a new starter motor because
I blew it up.
a CVT or a torque converter, it's kind of the same thing, is designed to generally hold engine RPM at a constant. So when we nail it out of the hole, that's why you can hear engine RPM pop up and then it just kind of stays there for a while, and then over time it continues to increase. That's because the pulleys are doing all the work. They're adjusting the gear ratio for, I guess, optimum performance. But because of the stock springs in the 780 Go Power Sports torque converter, the engine RPM is popping up, but not nearly to peak power. That's why we got these guys.
Yeah.
Shall we open them?
Sure. We got some... Man,
What's up?
I don't know how this works, but we'll give it a shot.
So we just got off the phone with Go Power Sports, and yeah, this is what we need. It's not what I expected it to look like. They're like little rollers, but I thought they were going to be springs, but apparently this is all we need. So we are good to go. Got another truck update for you guys. It's not a whole lot different than last time again, but I'm getting real close on here. So we have some self-etching primer, and I mean, let's just see what it looks like, right? Hey, dude, it's really not bad.
You had your doubts on putting another top
I did.
on the thing.
I did.
What about now?
I'm pretty darn pleased,
It can be done.
So we're going to start with the starter and then make a couple 60-foot passes, see what we can improve upon here.
Let me start off with, John, we're building this rail cart. It should have a push button start. And John's like, nah, a regular switch will be fine. Man, it needs to be a push start. Nah, a regular switch will be fine. Now continue.
Ike took this out for a ride I guess it was over a week ago now, and while he was leaving the driveway or something, he accidentally knocked the toggle switch on the starter, causing the starter to engage while the engine was at a high RPM, and toasted the starter. So that's why we're putting a new starter on it.
I want to hit that paint. I think it wants the cover to be off to change it. It looks the same. Looks exactly the same. Just gotta find the dowel pins. Alright. Let's see if it cranks over.
Yep.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Sweet. All right. Now we need to measure out 60 feet and run them down a couple times. We have really weak spark and no fuel.
I'm wondering if this is a problem why we were slower at the track.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's what I was.
Because we have spark, constant spark on the front cylinder, and the rear cylinder just kind of comes and goes. And remember at the track, I was saying it was running on one cylinder more than the other.
Yep.
So we could have ignition problems.
We could have the coil to flywheel gap off.
Or we could have bad coil. Or we can have bad... Ooh. I need to swap the spark plug from front to back and see if I have a steady spark on this one. It could be as simple as bad
spark
plug. Here we go. Steady spark. We got a bad spark plug. Something tells me these are just junk plugs. I have steady spark. None there.
All right.
It's a bad plug.
Okay. I mean that's
Bad plug. Yeah.
That's like the best scenario.
Yeah. We got new plugs here.
AC Delcos.
They didn't have champions, and I'm fine with Delcos.
Well, the important thing is let's see if we got stronger spark.
Yeah. Here we go. That one's got steady spark and that one not.
What in the world, dude?
All right, fine. Where's the spark plugs? I'll mix match them just to get this thing going. I'm sorry for cussing, but I'm pissed.
Oh, we lost it, didn't we?
We lost it.
It's there. It's very weak.
Yeah, there it is. All right, let's just mix match them and
See what the heck we can do.
Yep. Head right for them chickens.
Go!
2.7. 2.45. 2.34.
All right, so we ran a 9.99 at the drag strip, which like doesn't sound fast on paper, but like it puts you in the back of the seat. All right, so now we can start tearing it apart, change those springs.
Yeah, and we can try to figure out what's going on with the ignition.
Okay, let's average those times real quick.
Okay.
2.48. I swear if you look at our time slips, they're faster than that. I need to rewatch the video.
Yeah, I thought it was 1 point something.
Yeah, I
in the
swear it was like
60 foot.
1.9 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch that video. You have most of it right now.
Oh, she's still heavy.
Yeah. Still heavy. And we see a lot of your comments are just like, go ahead and put a street bike engine on it. Quit messing around. Put a Harley transmission on it. We haven't ruled any of those things out. We really have not. As you know, we're trying to go faster, but we're starting with the easiest fixes first. So, putting springs in a torque converter, that's a cheap and quick fix compared to retrofitting an 1100cc, street bike engine on here.
Which
That's
won't fit.
Yeah, which won't fit.
Plus, I'd like to see this 670 do something.
Me too.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
It's just too easy to put a street bike engine on it and, one that'll fit and then go fast.
You remember what that coil gap was supposed to be set to?
Nope.
It looks
It looks really close.
very close.
In fact, it's been scrubbing, which could be an issue. You know what? I bet you that at that RPM, this thing probably grows enough.
Oh, that's true, man. What is that?
That's the magnet. And it'll probably make the same sound over here. Sounds like a loose magnet. It's hit right here. Something has. But I don't know if that'll damage it. There we go.
Something's loose in there, dude.
We might have a broken magnet. There's something rattling around in there. Oh,
Ooh.
Look. You better make sure it goes back the exact way because there's going to be a north and south, I bet. I don't know if I put it in the same way. We should have drew on them, dude.
I know.
With the marker. Remember how one was kicked up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not kicked up anymore. I don't know. I might have screwed up.
All right.
One way we can find out, we can spin her over
And see if we have any
and
spark.
see if we have any spark. Yeah, we got good steady spark.
So maybe those magnets just need to be played with or something.
I don't know why.
Man, there's probably some adhesive in there. You know how one was like caked up and it was making that tink tink? Yeah. That might have been it. I don't know.
I doubt it.
So you think whatever problem we have is going to come back?
Yeah.
So what can we do?
Here, I'll spin it over and you look.
We got spark on both, yeah. It's not the brightest, but it's there.
It's steady.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was coming and going.
Yep.
So we're gonna put a pin in the spark issue for right now because it's working just fine. But we didn't really come up with we didn't find the cause of it, so it's gonna come back, and it's gonna be at the most inconvenient time possible.
Of course.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the springs.
We gotta undo those bent pieces.
Oh, wow. It's an impressive piece right there, dude.
They are lighter. Look, these are smaller. Those rollers are metal. And I don't think these rollers are metal. I think they're plastic, which makes them lighter.
Or something, yeah.
Oh, and they don't have the weights on them. Look at these weights.
Oh, yep. You're right.
Yep. He thought, which he put a question mark after it, 2200.
Okay, for factory.
Question mark. Yeah. And for this right now. And he says that when we install these, it'll be at 3750.
It's 10 o'clock at night, so we're going to call it quits for the night. I might be doing some body work on the truck tomorrow, which I might film some of that, or at least show you guys the progress I've been making. See y'all in a second. Happy Thursday, guys. I called Performance 670 yesterday and explained our spark issue to them, and they said the first thing we need to do is replace the coils because the factory Predator 670 coils are garbage. So I ordered some aftermarket GX 670 coils that are supposed to be better. So that's what we're going to start with. I could check flywheel magnet polarity and I could install those new rollers for the torque converter, but I got to show you guys the truck again. So I did some sanding after we painted, and as you can see, have a couple more trouble spots here. I just didn't fill that dent in all the way, so that needs to be filled. You can't really see it, but we got a little bit of a low spot right here. Got a little bit of a low spot right here as well. This line I need to build up so I can get it straighter and smoother. These two bare metal spots right here mean I have a low spot right here. So I've been using this fancy block, and I would highly recommend anyone doing body work go into a body shop or a paint shop and buy some like proper equipment. It's been a lot easier since I bought some proper equipment. I have a newfound respect for everybody out there doing body work. Like, y'all are artists and saints, and I mean, it's not bad. It's not like it's unenjoyable. I like doing it. It's just very time consuming. 5 minutes later, and we have another layer of body work applied. The edges are what I've been having the biggest trouble with. I guess that needs more filler. Might need a body hammer. This isn't looking too bad at all. I've been out here working casually for about 2 hours, but it really doesn't look any different from the first coat of paint. So I probably need to step up the sandpaper grit, work with like 400 or something. I'm using 220 right now, and go from there. But that's all I'm gonna do for now. Run in and have some dinner. See y'all in a second. It has been a few days since we saw you guys. The new coils have not come in yet. I've done a little more work to the truck, but it looks largely the same. We did have our viewing party last Friday for the episode that aired on the Velocity channel, and that was awesome. We had about 40 people there in total. But the one thing that sucked was that the restaurant we went to, they wouldn't let us play volume. So we had to watch the episode with closed captioning, but we had live commentary. It was pretty hilarious. It's always a ton of fun meeting you guys like Aaron and Drew and Derwin in particular. This guy drove 4 hours to come hang out with us and watch this episode on the Velocity channel. And he was like, you guys need a Patreon. And then he made a contribution to the channel, which was nice of him. And another guy, Aaron, paid for my bar tab because I don't know, I was just talking to people, and then like when it was time to go, they were like, "You're good." So yeah, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. Anyway, no new coils yet. So we're gonna finish off this video by installing springs because we're going to Texas in like 2 days, and we're not gonna have time.
The rollers.
Yeah.
I think we reuse the springs, but we have to take the springs off to get the rollers out of the way to take the stuff apart. This is the first time we've messed with these. What I'm doing, and this might be wrong or it might be right, but I'm just kicking those springs off. It's not going easy.
No.
There we go.
Cool.
So I should be able to push this.
Yep.
So we're gonna keep track of this, how it comes off. That is a huge weight difference. Got this spring. Ooh. I don't know what the torque is, but I'm gonna go a grunt. You see that corner that's bent up right there?
Yep.
That's it.
So it won't back out.
So it won't back out. And that's that one.
I can't think of a good analogy to make with these rollers, but the spring is holding these rollers against, like, I don't know, parallel with the output shaft. And as it revs, it wants to fling out. The heavier the rollers are, the easier or less energy it takes to fling them out like vertical, which is what engages the torque converter. The lighter the rollers are, the harder it's going to be to fling them out to engage the torque converter.
It's like when you pick your nose and you got a little booger, you're like, before it goes. But then when you got that big goober on the end of your finger, you can just go, and that thing goes and flings and sticks to the wall. Same analogy.
That's a disgustingly accurate analogy.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Click. Was there any other washer, or is that it?
I think that
was it. Ah.
All right.
Dude, she's gonna have so much stall, she's gonna be just like a race car.
It should launch with some darn attitude now.
It should. She's either gonna bend shafts,
Oh, it's definitely gonna do that. It was already bending shafts.
skip chains, or she might even pop a wheel off the ground.
Yeah, well, it's either gonna launch real hard or we're gonna break some.
Yeah, it's either gonna go really good or it's gonna go really bad.
Yep.
What do y'all think? Let us know in the comments.
I ordered the coils like 4 days ago, but they still haven't showed up. So we're calling it quits here because we can't get the plastic engine cover back on while the engine sits in the chassis. So we're stuck right here. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Cars and Cameras Reviews.
Check me out at Isaac It'll Be Fine.
We got to thank our sponsor, GoPowersports.com, for the 780 torque converter and these Stage 4 rollers. I don't know what to call them, but the lightweight rollers for higher stall.
We named them Stage 4.
Yeah, Stage 4 rollers, even though there is no two or three. We're looking forward to seeing some of you guys this Saturday at the Pate Swap Meet in the Dallas-Fort Worth area at 2 p.m. Saturday, April 28th, 2018. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be there the whole weekend, but 2 p.m. on Saturday is when we know for sure we're going to be at the Go Power Sports booth. Come out and hang out with us. We're going to be throwing together some kind of junkyard scrap go-kart or mini bike just from parts we find at the swap meet. Yeah, and we're going to be filming the whole thing too, so if you can't make it, no big deal. Also, let us know what you thought of the Velocity episode if you were able to watch it. For those of you who couldn't watch it, we are working on that same 900cc go-kart next Monday's video. We're bringing it out. We're making a couple little changes to it that we wanted to make that we couldn't when we were filming the actual episode, and we're ripping it around. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm hoping to have a meet at Busco Beach next month in May 2018. I think it would be awesome to have like a meet once every month this summer, just because I love hanging out with you guys, meeting you guys, hearing about what you're working on. stuff like that. Finally, support the channel by picking up some merchandise at cars-cameras.com. We got some stickers and some shirts you should check out. Thanks for watching. We will see you Wednesday.